Hey guys, I have been in a creative frenzy the last few weeks and it's getting bad. So I'm about to embark on making a few different types of journals other than what I've been making for my shop. And I will have everything linked in the pinned comment below as far as basically if you go to my website, crystalvanner.com, everything you ever wanted to find out or whatever I've mentioned normally is going to be on that website. But I just want to shout out Natasha from Treasure Books. I am obsessed with her channel. And even though her style is not exactly my style, she's more into the vintage looking type journals, which I think they're very, very pretty, but it's not necessarily something that I gravitate towards. But I am trying to make journals for a host of different people. And so I want to make sure that I am learning how to make something that looks a bit more vintagey for those that maybe come to my shop looking for something that speaks to them, and maybe they are someone who likes that style. So I was practicing with one of her videos that's I guess a layered junk journal or a staggered junk journal. I can't remember what she called it, but I will link her video. It's a two-part video. I'll link both of those videos in the pinned comment, but this is what I came up with. And I'm basically just using everything I have. So everything I have, I'm not really going out and buying a bunch of stuff. I did buy some paper packs from Michael's that were on clearance. And usually what happens with Michael's is, let me show you the paper pack, one of them. All right, so the paper pack that I use on mostly in this journal for the pages that do have paper from a paper pack, most of the stuff is papers that I already had, just random stuff from around the house and things that I've gotten from others, because I did put out an all call on the Nextdoor app asking anyone who had any type of old books, papers, crafting papers, wallpaper, scrapbooking paper, wrapping paper, ribbon, I just pretty much put a list on there if they were willing to let anything go for free, that I was embarking on this new venture of creating journals/junk journals to sell since I've been, unemployed. And this is something I'm making anyway, and why not sell them? Because like I said before, I cannot keep all these journals. But this is the paper pack that I got from Michael's. Okay, and it's artisan crafted. It's a very bright paper pack. This is kind of what I'm drawn to. The brighter colors is what I'm drawn to. So it's not very vintagey, obviously, and that's okay. But I did use a few pieces of paper in here for making different things, and for and then there were some calendar pages that I had. And there are some papers. I just embarked on my first session of tea dyeing paper, and let me just show you. I have dyed so many papers with tea dyeing. That's a big thing in the junk journal and journal making community, is not having too much stark white papers, but having papers that look aged or worn or antique-y. So I don't know if you saw that green peeking out and this little bit of like peach color. I don't know if that's coming across on camera, but this is more of a peach-ish color, very pale orange, and that's from food coloring. And this green, I just took yellow food coloring, dyed the papers, and then did drips of green food coloring on top of them while they were wet before they dried. So that gives me my bright colors in there. So I'm using food coloring, I'm using tea, I haven't used coffee yet. I even had a piece of organic cotton that I'm going to use for a cover one day. Tea dyed it as well. And if you see, some of the tea got thicker and splotchier, which really makes it aged, that aged effect. I'll probably use it either inside of a cover or on the outside of a cover. I haven't decided yet. I've actually got some tea sitting behind me in a big dish basin that I have or have had for a while. And I've got tea bags sitting in some hot water, and I'm waiting for the water to cool so I can add my papers. Thank you, Natasha, for all that you do for the community of journal makers. Your creativity is just astounds me. Like, I went all the way back and watched videos from like 6 years ago just to see some things that she was doing 6 years ago, and she still had it going on. But anyway, this is a staggered slash layered journal, and you're going from smallest to biggest, and then in the middle it opens up, and then on the back you've got, you know, again, because you still do your 3-hole pamphlet stitch and everything. And so yeah, this will be in the shop. It's not quite done. I have a few more things to add to it, but this will be in the shop probably next week, if not the week after that. But it should be done by next week. There's just a couple things I want to add. Not much, but it'll probably be in there next week. So if you're watching this video in the future, then it's probably already in the shop and probably sold. Fingers crossed. I'm going to do a quick flip through of a couple of journals that are in the shop right now, just so you can get a feel for my style. And just sometimes pictures don't do it justice. Sometimes you want a video. There's one in particular I want to do a flip through of. It's the one that I made for myself, but I've decided that I want to make something different for myself. One page in this journal that I made for myself does have a handwritten quote on it, but it's a quote that's pretty ambiguous. So it's just about, you know, basically being a better person. So anybody could, you know, benefit from having that quote in a journal. And if you get that journal, you can always just cover it with something. Literally, you could paint over it, or you could collage over it, or you could just put a piece of paper over it and write what you want to write there. So I figured I'm going to put it in the shop, because the journal that I want to make for myself, that I've just gone back and forth about how I want to do this journal. And I really need to get it done, because we are in month 1 of the Companion Cats year-long series. And that's the journal that I was going to do that in. And now I'm like, no, I think I want to do something different. So yeah, exactly. So I'm rethinking the whole thing, but I've cranked out enough journals for other people to buy that I think next week is going to be all about me mass making some ephemera and creating my journal. Next week is going to be like a chill week for me. I'm going to just mass make some stuff, so when I get back into journal making, I'll have some stuff ready to go, and it won't take me as long to make each individual journal. And I'm going to finally make a journal just for me. And it's going to be a thick, chunky monkey like the one I'm going to show you. It's definitely going to be thick, because I want it to last for the whole year. As a matter of fact, I'm toying with making, drumroll please, I'm thinking of making 12 signatures in the journal that I make for me, so I can have one signature per month. Now, it won't be a lot of pages in each signature, maybe 5, 6 max, but I really think doing that is going to help me really break down my Companion Cats year-long journey, and it'll be easier for sharing in the Discord and all that. So I just feel like one signature per month is just really going to like be a chef kiss. Hey, fur baby friend. Hi. Hey. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? You want to sit up here and say hi? Hi, everybody. Hi. He's like, what do you have on your desk? I want to see it all. All right, I'm getting ready to do a flip through, so you got to get off the desk. Bye-bye. I'm sure he's going to meow again, because he wants to get back up here. He always likes being up here. All right, let's get this flip through done. Okie dokie. So I'm going to do the one that I said I had made for myself. It does have a pin pocket here with an old pair of jeans, so you could stick a pin in there. Okay. It's got this tassel here. I didn't put any beads on it. I didn't have beads that I specifically wanted, so you could use these as bookmarks inside the journal, or you can add beads to it. I'm not going to put any beads on it because I don't have the beads that I actually wanted to put on it, which is the color scheme of the cover, which is like the black, the gray, red, and maybe some blue. I didn't have enough beads to make it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I might put some charms on the end. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think so. This is the inside cover. This is just some paper. I painted this paper. I did a lot of mark making and abstract painting on some papers a while back. And so I used this is the inside cover. This is, I'm trying to think what the cardboard of this is from. I think this is a cereal box cardboard under here. So this is also a pocket. So all the fabric pages, I think they all have a pocket. So this is a pocket here. You see I put a piece of, this is just from a calendar. This is just showing you, I have a calendar of wild nature stuff. And so these are the 12 months that it shows you on the beginning of the calendar, what on the back of the calendar, what each month looks like. So it's just an old calendar. That's just in there. So pockets. I'm not going to talk much. I'm just going to flip through it so you can see it. I made some fabric tags here and there too on some pages. And this is before I tea-dyed, so there's no tea-dyed paper in this one. Like I said, this one's on the shop right now, so it's just a piece of fabric on there. And I made this originally for me. Here's a piece of that paper again. Another pocket. This is just an old folder. I may have shown this already in a video. These are old magazine pages, scrap paper that I painted on, book pages, some of that reverse coloring book page that I, from the reverse coloring book that I bought, not the one that I made, not the pages I made. Lots of painted pages by me. These are a lot of hand-painted pages that I did. And some of these book pages I use gesso over. Gesso is like a white paint that has some grit to it, so you can paint on these pages. It gives it tooth. So you can doodle or paint on these pages as you see fit. This is from that coffee table book of women that I shared on a previous video. I'll try and remember to link that video if you want to go back and watch and see the cover of that book. Yeah, this, like I said, this is a chunky book. Here's the quote. He is a man of sense who does not grieve for what he has not, but rejoices in what he has. Okay. That's a quote that I hand wrote, and these are just flowers I cut out of that floral book that I have. Another pocket, another fabric pocket. Okay, that was signature number 1. That was just one signature, and there's 3 signatures in this book. Another pocket here. Okay, here's a little pocket / tuck spot. This is signature number 2 we're now in. Pretty much the same. I use pretty much all the same papers from all the same sources. I like I said, I really wanted this journal for me, so it's pretty personalized. However, I think I want to do something even more so. This is pocket. It's just some hand sewn with embroidery. I don't think, is that a pocket? No, that's not a pocket. Not really. Okay, this is just signature number 2 ending. Here's the end of signature number 2, and then signature number 3. Another little pocket. Pocket. This is an old packing envelope, that plastic right there. Oh, this is this a flip? Yes, this is a flip with a pocket, I think. Yes. Just a manila folder. It's a piece of paper towel that I cleaned my brush off on with some collage on it. There's quite a bit of collaging in this journal. Piece of paper that I had cut her head off for something I was collaging. These are Sigourney Weaver's legs. This is from a shirt that I had that had all these appliques on it. Here's the middle of signature number 3. And this is, I forgot her name. Anyway, that book of women that I got those pages from, there's mostly famous women in there, but there are a few, there's a little tuck spot. A few women that are not famous in that book. It's the other side of the woman with the head cut off, ballerina, famous ballerina. So I've been working on mine. There's a page, tuck spot. I did a little bit of a, what do you call it? A paper edge ruffle, but you really need a sewing machine to make these look pretty. And I'm mad because before I started making these junk journals, I actually sold my little travel sewing machine, and I'm so mad. Now I'm going to have to buy another one at some point. But I tried my hand doing one with just glue, and it just doesn't look the same without the sewing stitching on it. So this is just that other piece of the plastic. I didn't open this up. If you want, you could cut this a little slit here and have another pocket. And there's pocket. And there's that's the whole journal. And this even is a pocket back here. You could put a bookmark or a pen and pencil or something back here as well. So this is a pocket here too. And I glued the upper part so you can't go up, but you can go pretty deep down. All right, so that's that journal. And I'm going to flip through maybe 2 more, and we're going to call this video done, just to give you an idea what I've been making. These 3 journals were all made with one paper pack. They are being sold separately. This one is I Love You Most in All the Galaxy, Dream by Moonlight, and then Shine On. So I'm going to flip through just one of them. They are not the same. They are not made. They're made the same, but they are different as far as what they look like on the inside because I used papers differently in each of these journals. Now, yes, the same paper pack was used, but it's used differently in each journal. So you'll have to go to the website of my shop and you'll see pictures of the inside of the other 2. But I'm going to move those to the side. We're going to do the Dream by Moonlight. So first off, each one, I have it tucked away so they don't get messed up, but each one comes with 2 strings, and each string has different things. This has moons on it, different moon phases and moons. Each one has one that kind of goes with its cover and title. On the outside of this one, there's a tuck spot with just a journaling card and a little bookmark, or you could journal on the back of that as well. And then on the back side of this one, there's another tuck spot with a bigger journaling card. In each of these 3 journals, all of the pages are from the same paper pack, a different paper pack. They are all black background pages. They're black on one side, white on the other, but they're all black abstract pages. So all the pages are in different orders, but they're all the same pages. So here's a big pocket and a big journal card. And I'm going to just flip through. I will say this, these took so long. These took days to do because I wanted to make sure there was absolutely tons of space for writing on, tons of journaling cards. And I wanted to make sure you got something on almost every single page, whether it be a pocket. I also cut the scraps that I cut from the paper to make them the right size. I also included those. So you could take something like this and you could collage on a page with it. You know, you could rip it up and collage on a page with it and write little quotes or affirmations or something. But I wanted to make sure there was tons of places to write. You can write directly on these pages. You don't have to write just on the journaling cards. So I wanted to make sure whoever got these journals, they had plenty of writing space. And there's just tons. You can't not journal. I mean, you can just look at it. But if you want to write in the journals, oh, this is a hidden paper clip. I learned how to make these recently. So there's a paper clip hidden in there to clip this. Okay. And this has a moon and then a sun. But yeah, these are journaling cards as well. There's another moon and sun. Belly bands. Made some little baby envelopes. You could put something in there. Oh, I think I did put something in there. There's a little surprise. There's another envelope with a lot of little scraps that you could use for collaging. Look at there. I hooked you up. I need to do some more of these envelopes. So this is part of next week's mass making. I'm going to be doing a bunch of envelopes. And this is some stuff in there, some stuff in there. And is there anything in this little envelope? Yes, there is more collaging stuff. Cards. Collaging can happen here. Like you can take some of those pieces that I put in the envelopes and glue them in a collage. You could write something here where it's kind of blank. If you took a black Sharpie and wrote a quote, you could put that there on the corner and make a tuck spot. There's things you can do in the journals. Don't think they're done because I've made them. They're not done. You got to add your own flair to them, your own specific touch. And I think I'm going to do a video on that. Once you buy a journal, how do you make it your own? I think that might be something I work on maybe for the end of the month or next month. I'm not going to show the back. All the backs of these are white, so there's no need in showing the back. You're going to have plenty of space. This is another one of those paper clips. This is just a whole big one and a whole white page. I have a couple. So I left one or two, maybe even three, depending on the book, pages of just white for you to, and here's some more pieces you could collage with, make labels. They go with the paper pack as well. So again, this is 3 different journals using the same paper pack in different ways. And they're all 3 available in the shop now. And I'll just show you the ends. So these are the same on each one for the little dangles. But this one that says most in all the galaxy has the part of the Big Dipper or Little Dipper maybe and some stars. And each one has cards that you can take out and use in the journal. And the Shine On one has the same moon backing, but then it has a star here and a sun there. So, but I've been just storing them in this bin with all the other journals, and so I didn't want those dangles to get mixed up or ripped off when I lifted out a journal. So yeah, there you go. So those are just a couple of the journals that I have, and I want to say I have about 10 journals up right now, maybe more. Some of them are small zine journals, and those come in a 2-pack because they're so small. and they're priced really well for the work and time that I put into making them. I try and take several pictures of every journal that I post in my shop. So go over there, you can look through, you can see what it looks like on the inside. And some of them have different themes. Some of them have no theme at all. It's just like a hodgepodge of different papers. Some of them are more junk journal, and some of them are more pretty journal. They can be used as journals. They can be used as glue books. They can be used as scrapbooks. They can be used as memory keepers. They can be used as travel journals. They can be used as, you know, photo albums. You know, it's endless. You can write in them or just collage in them. They can be glue books. They can be collage books. They could be whatever you want. You can buy it as a gift. You can buy it for yourself, you know. You can buy it just to support me. Whatever the reason being, there are all types of journals. They're all different sizes as well. I think I may eventually stick to 1 or 2 sizes. Some of the bigger ones just take a lot of time and resource to make. Some of them are altered books where I've taken hardcover books and gutted them, or I've done work right on the page of the book. Different things that strike my fancy, and whenever I see something and think, oh, I know what I'd like to do with this, kind of is how it happens. I don't really have a overall arching theme, and that may be something that changes in the future, but I kind of just, whatever the item speaks to me as I'm working on it, as I'm thinking about it, whatever speaks to me through that item is what happens. Usually I'm working on them. I am being creative. I am using it as a form of therapy, and I'm also using it as a way to express my creativity, emotion, all that, you know. I'm looking at it as a way for me to put positivity out into the universe a different way. You know, there's lots of ways to put positivity into the universe, and this is one of the ways that I choose to do it. That said, thank you so much for watching this video. Be good to yourself, kind to others, and whatever your journey, I hope you enjoy it.